You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Good morning. It is Friday, April the 11th, 2025. Beautiful start here in north central Wisconsin. The sun is back. Lots of blue skies, sunny conditions. Temperature stands at 34 degrees. I am Chad Holmes. It is the Friday edition of the Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM. Mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. You can also join us at YouTube. Go to youtube.com and the 98.9 WXCO channel on that app. Be able to see a video stream of what we're up to. And also, if you've missed any of the programs, you can also see previous videos on the 98.9 WXCO channel as well. Coming up this morning in about 13 minutes or so, we'll be joined by meteorologist Brittney Merlot. Yep, it's a good start here on this Friday, and it looks like we're going to get into the weekend fairly nicely as well. A dose of some spring weather. So we'll talk about that. The weekend weather forecast with Brittney Merlot coming up at 8:21 this morning. Then after an information update at the bottom of the hour at 8:34, we'll be talking sports with Mike Clemens. Mike is our Civic Media and 98.9 WXCO sports reporter, and we'll be talking about an interesting time here in sports because we're getting to the end of the NBA season. The Bucks have 2 games remaining in the regular season, both significant games against Detroit to determine playoff seeding, which begins next week. So we'll talk about the Bucks with Mike Clemens. We'll talk about the Brewers, who have played some pretty good baseball since starting off 0-4. The Masters Golf Tournament is going on down in Augusta, Georgia. Packers tailgate tour is wrapping up, and Badgers spring football practice. I mean, we're going to be talking some football because, of course, here in Wisconsin in the next number of weeks, the NFL draft is coming. So a lot of folks will be coming in. I think that you're going to see people getting hotel rooms, not just in Green Bay, but spread pretty far out, and that some of the economic impact could actually get towards central Wisconsin as well. So nice. We will talk about all that with Mike Clemens at 8:34. Then in the second hour of the program, we will be joined by Paul Micklig. He's back with us this week and talking about some Wisconsin sports as well. Try to head into the weekend talking about some sports activities. And then our final segment, of course, is our daily history lesson. We'll be talking about some of the famous events that have occurred on this date in history. We'll talk about some of the celebrity birthdays that are going on today, here on the 11th of April. We will discuss some of the famous events that are happening today. And then everybody, I'm sure, is ready because it is a big day with our number for the day quiz.
Yes, it is. Very big day.
Every day at about 9:55, 9:56 or so, we have our number for the day. And we make it a quiz for Ian. And there's 3 choices for the number for the day. So, obviously it's not easy to get it right because you have 2 wrong answers and 1 right, and it's really not usually an obvious answer. It's in a lot of ways a guess. So based on the math, if you get 1 out of 3 right, that's good. That's average. And if you get better than 33%, that's a passing grade. If you're below 33%, it's a failing grade.
Yeah,
Then,
want that.
but then if you get more right than wrong, say in a normal work week, you get 3 out of 5, so 3 right and 2 wrong, that's a winning week. And that's definitely a very good week because, again, it's not easy. Up to this point, your best week has been 4 out of 5. You've done that previously 3 times.
I have.
And you've yet to have a perfect week. Never have gone 5 out of 5.
No.
But today we can change that.
Today's the big day.
Yep, you got it right on Monday.
Yes.
You got it right on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
You got it right on Wednesday. And then yesterday you knew how many folks perished in the Titanic.
Yeah.
So you got it right on Thursday. So 4 out of 4. At the very worst, you have matched your best ever week, which would be for the 4th time. But if you get it right, then it is truly a historic day.
Yes, it is.
It would be 5 out of 5. Perfect week.
For the first time.
So we will do that at the end of the show. In the first segment of the second hour, I will let you know what the topic is for today, so you can do a little thinking about it. And then we'll do the quiz to wrap it up at the end of the show. So I know that everybody is looking forward to it. Last night,
my family is really excited.
Last night, I was over at the Marathon County Democratic Party meeting. We'll talk about this in just a moment, but one of the folks there, Terry, who actually won the Chula Vista earlier in the week, when Bob gave that Brewers Braves trivia question, he mentioned today being, big day for the number for the day quiz.
Aww.
So people are out there. They're listening. They're rooting for you, and hopefully you'll be able to do something special at the end of the show. So
we're really gonna stay focused. Because now the pressure of having a losing week is taken off, and now it's being replaced by the pressure of getting a perfect week. Because I've already got a passing week, I've gotten a successful week, I've matched my record, and now I gotta go for that top tier on the ladder. I gotta get with a 5 out of 5 to, complete the number of the day quiz, a ladder of success. So it's a lot of pressure, but it's exciting too.
It is exciting. So we'll do that at the very end of the show. Otherwise, good morning. I mean, we've already introduced you kind of. That's Ian Welsh, our in-studio engineer and our in-studio producer. Good morning again.
Good morning, Chad.
So any plans for the weekend other than hopefully having a big celebration on having a perfect week for the number for the day?
Let's see. Well, along with getting out outside and enjoying the beautiful weather, I'm actually hoping to go out and see the Enchanted Bookshop musical this weekend. I'm thinking I'll either do it a Saturday evening or maybe a Sunday afternoon. But I want to make sure I definitely go to it.
Yeah, that's a good point because, as we well know, because we've had plenty of folks come through here the last couple of weeks, that this weekend is a very busy week for the theatrical productions. You said it.
Yes, it is.
Enchanted Bookshop musical with the Central Wisconsin Children's Theater over at the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point at Wausau, Vinegar Theater. Over at D.C. Everest, they have All Shook Up.
Yeah, that's a great show.
Yeah, so that should be a good one. You can go check out. And also at Wausau East, the East End Players are also involved this weekend. The East End Players are having a special production of Hadestown Teen Edition. So if you are somebody that loves the theater, and the thing about it, it's not just that these groups and these young people, they're all young people, obviously, with the 2 high schools and the children's theater. Not only are they performing, they're also doing incredible work. And,
yes.
I mean, really, the talent that is involved in these productions, I really do not think that, you would be disappointed. I went last weekend to Wausau West to see their production of All My Sons, and I'm hoping, and I haven't even decided which one I would go to here this weekend yet, because unfortunately I'm a little bit busy because today I would like to try to get there today, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, because actually there's really no way, because I have high school softball with Marathon today. Marathon takes on Rib Lake, 4:45 first pitch, and
that's understandable.
So I'm not able to get to the show. I would love to go tonight again. Then tomorrow I have, again, Wausau West baseball at 11 a.m. And maybe I could be able to get to a 2 o'clock matinee tomorrow. We have to wait and see. It depends on the length of the game. Tomorrow night I am involved at the Newman Catholic High School has their annual big athletic fundraiser, Cabin Fever. I've been doing that for many years. Nice. So tomorrow night we're doing that. So perhaps Sunday. I mean, that may be the only time and I can't see all three on Sunday. So it's like I have to make a decision, and very important decision. So, but no, absolutely. That's a really good reminder for folks to check out, whether it's at DC Everest or Wausau East or with the Central Wisconsin Children's Theater. Support these young people. Really do so. That would be fantastic.
It really means the world to them.
And also wanted to mention, as I said just a few moments ago last night, want to thank the Marathon County Democratic Party. They invited myself and our owner and CEO, Sage Weil, to speak at their monthly meeting. And got in front. I was there in person. Sage came on via Zoom, and Sage had a very complete presentation. He had slides and everything. So he's always very prepared. He is. You can see why he's been so successful in everything he's done in his life. He's been in technology and now in radio. But it was very interesting, and he finished up. And I said afterwards, I said, to the people, I said, whenever he gets up there and talks about communicating and the best way of communicating in terms of trying to reach the people out there, I realize how far I still have to go, because sometimes I get a little bit ornery in front of the microphone, and but no, that's not the way to bring people over to your side in terms of trying to have them think about some of these issues. But thanks to Nancy Stencil, of course, the chair of the Democratic Party here in Marathon County, and everybody else for inviting us. It was a lot of fun to be there and to talk to some of the folks and be part of that last evening.
Wonderful.
The time is 8:18. It is a beautiful start here in Central Wisconsin at our downtown studios here in Wausau, at the corner of Washington Street and North 3rd Street. The sun is shining, and the temperature stands at 34 degrees. And we're going to find out about our weekend forecast coming up next. We'll be talking to meteorologist Brittney Merlot. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM. Mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. Again, you can join us as well on YouTube, youtube.com. Go to youtube.com and then the 98.9 WXCO channel. Be able to see a video stream. And you can join us by calling or texting at 715-382-9297. That's 715-382-9297 to join the program. So, again, feel free as we get things underway here on this Friday morning. It is a terrific start weather-wise for the first time in a number of days. Looking out onto the Washington Street, as we are at the corner of Washington and North 3rd Street here in downtown Wausau, and plenty of sunshine out there. See some of the blue skies out there as well, and a really great start to our Friday. And to talk a little bit about what to expect for the rest of today and then into the weekend, it's our meteorologist, Brittney Merlot. And Brittney, good morning.
Good morning. I don't even see a cloud out there. It's so bright and beautiful. Oh my gosh. Yay.
It is.
Good start. Good start to a Friday, right?
Yeah, clear as a bell out there. And it does make the day start better, doesn't it?
Oh, it sure does. I've got a smile all over my face. I've got a lot of energy. I can't wait to be done with work and get outside and soak up that sunshine. Woo!
I imagine you already have the list made in terms of what you're going to be doing to take advantage of this kind of weather.
You think? But no, I have no list
really?
at all. I'm just going to go outside. We'll see where I wind up, wherever the wind blows me.
There you go. There you go. But we've been waiting a few days. It's been kind of a dreary week up to this point, hasn't it?
Oh, it sure has. I mean, that's the definition of dreary, with fog, mist, rain, cloudy skies, cooler temperatures, blah. Now we're changing the things. We're going into those mid-50s today, where we should be. That's our seasonal highs for about right now. And then we're going to get even warmer tomorrow into the low 60s. And we're going to see some clouds increasing at night because we're going to be stuck under mostly cloudy skies on Sunday. But it's going to be a little bit more chance of rain rolling in. A thunderstorm is possible on Sunday, nothing severe. And then we kind of look damp and wet as we go into Monday, too, with mostly cloudy skies and cooler temperatures, windy as well. So a big system kind of hitting Sunday, Monday, and into Tuesday before that thing clears and leaves us alone. But it is the thing that's warming us up. So that's why we're getting to the mid-50s today, low 60s tomorrow. We'll hang on to the low 60s on Sunday, but it won't be as pretty. And then we fall to the low 50s as we go into Monday. So cooler start to the week, but I promise you we will rebound midweek and for the weekend. And as I look ahead for the following week, just want to get the hopes up. We are looking at some 70s.
A real dry out then, because obviously, you know, we still have that need to dry things out. And if you say it, sounds like, is it going to be significant rain as we get to the end of the weekend and then the start of the new week, or is it sort of hit and miss?
I think it's going to be more of a hit or miss kind of thing. Scattered showers, scattered storms. It's not going to be a widespread douser or anything like that, but definitely hit or miss.
That's good, because I know that I know the folks, myself, who have the golf clubs in the garage, wanting to get out there and start to take advantage of it, and also not to have to be sloshing through it, because when it's still wet out there, it gets so miserable when you're sloshing through, where you take a step and you feel the water just sort of sink into your shoes and all that stuff. And we need a good dry out, and we need some significant sunshine and warm temperatures. But it sounds like as we get closer to the end of the month, that's when we're going to really expect that.
Yeah. I mean, April showers bring May flowers, so your soggy, stinky feet are... Keep them away from me. No, just kidding.
April showers.
No.
I had not heard that in a while, but that's such a nat. Yep, you're exactly right. Is it this month as well, where it's like, if April goes out like a line, or is that March going into April? Goes out.
I never knew that one. I think that one's March.
I
don't know.
Yeah, if it goes out like a lion, but in like a, or
like a lamb? Who knows?
I'm going to have to look that up now.
Out like a lion and in like a lamb.
Okay, there you go. Ian, I can always bail me out here, but
I'll have to double check on that later.
And the thing about this morning as well is it is calm. We've had so many days where the wind, I can see the tree that's in front of our studio, so it's almost bending. It was always so windy. Today's very calm, and you love seeing that too.
Yes. That's the one thing that's going to make today better than the rest of the weekend is the calm winds. We do start to get a little breezy as we push in tomorrow, and then windy Sunday and Monday before those winds start to calm down. So I agree with you. It is a better day today with the calmer winds, finally. Oh, and if you are headed out, maybe you want to do some kayaking early season or boating or something, or you want to throw the line in, be careful of the cold water out there. Just because the temperatures out in the air are getting warmer now, that water is still frigid. And if you fall in, you've only got a little bit of time. You can get hypothermia very, very fast. Plus, we've got all those trees down and tree debris from that ice storm. So a lot of those rivers have debris in there and strong, strong currents too. So I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying be careful and pay extra attention.
Absolutely. Well, what are the details for this weekend forecast?
Beautiful, beautiful until Sunday. Partly sunny today, highs hitting 55 degrees, increasing clouds throughout the day tomorrow. We will still see sunshine though, and highs will breach those low 60s at a high of about 62. Sunday, we slide to 61 degrees. It'll be mostly cloudy, breezy, chance of rain rolling through and a thunderstorm or two. And those spotty shower chances do linger with us into our Monday. It'll be mostly cloudy, becoming partly cloudy by the end of the day, with highs in those low 50s.
All righty then. So gonna get out there. We're gonna enjoy it today and tomorrow.
Yay.
Man, it's much needed. That's the bottom line. Much needed
For
indeed.
sure.
Well, you get out there, enjoy it, because I shouldn't even say that because I know you will.
Yep.
I don't need to tell you that. I'm gonna tell everybody
You
else.
get out there and enjoy it.
Exactly. That's exactly right. Well, Brittney, thanks again. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll catch you on Monday.
Bye, Brittney.
You too. Bye.
That's our Brittney Merlot, meteorologist, joins us every weekday at 8:21 right here on 98.9 WXCO. Fair skies, 34 degrees right now in downtown Wausau. Winds out of the northwest at 6 miles per hour. Wind chill factor of 29. Dew point is 30, so a relative humidity of 85%. Barometer 30.26 inches, and visibility is 8 miles. Coming up, an information update, news, weather, sports, entertainment, all in one tidy package. That's straight ahead. And then right after that, we're going to talk busy sports time with Civic Media sports reporter Mike Clemens. That's straight ahead. The time is almost 8:29. Chad Home Show, 98.9 WXCO.
Strange voices are saying, what did they say? Things I can't understand. It's too close to comfort. This heat has got right out of hand. Ready to go. Ready to go.
And welcome back, Chad Home Show, 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO, and on the Civic Media app. And again, join us on YouTube, youtube.com, and the 98.9 WXCO channel on YouTube as well. As we do every Friday morning here at 8:34, we are happy to welcome in our Civic Media and 98.9 WXCO sports reporter, Mike Clemens. Mike, good morning.
Good morning. Good bump back music.
Hey, we're ready to go.
Wow, that's a good one.
There you go.
How are you?
Doing great. And great time. I mean, the sun is shining here in downtown Wausau. I get to broadcast a high school game this afternoon. I tell you, it doesn't get much better than that. So we are lucky to be around sports a lot, aren't we, Mike?
Oh, yeah, we are. We are. And good stories. And, you know, and things are going pretty good for the state of Wisconsin in terms of the way these teams are looking right now. Bucks with a nice win last night, huh?
Hey, before we talk about last night, what about that win against Minnesota? Have you ever seen a better comeback against a good basketball team? I mean, that game was done, and they came back and erased a 24-point deficit with just over 10 minutes to go. I mean, you would think if there was a game that could maybe spark a team for a little bit, that would be the kind of win that would.
And you know what Kevin Porter Jr. said to us afterwards? He said, you know kind of who got us in line? Bobby Portis. You know, it's like he's there, keeping it light, like, hey, you know, this is where you find out if we're a playoff team or not, okay? We could take these guys. You guys know it. We can take these guys. Settle down. Start taking shots. And they did. And they were down 24 points. Ended up winning the game. And the other thing too is, you know what Doc Rivers said? You know, our fans didn't leave. They stayed. They stayed through the fourth quarter, and they got into it. And they got into that run, And he credited the fans for not leaving and staying there and willing that thing to happen, winning at home like that. That's what home advantage is all about. And that was kind of a turning point, a real shot to the arm for those guys.
Absolutely. And then they were able to take care of business last night. Now 46-34 with those 2 games against Detroit to wrap up the regular season. I should know this, but do these games? If Detroit wins both, does Detroit get the tiebreaker?
Yeah, Doc. So they beat the Pelicans last night. They went back and forth with New Orleans, but then New Orleans is shorthanded. They got 4 or 5 starters out with injury, and they literally ran out of gas. Bucks put it into high gear. Giannis leaves in the fourth quarter to rest him, 28 points. You can see other players leaving the court and going right into the locker room, and we're joking like they're already getting ready for Detroit. And no, when we get to the press conference, Doc Rivers says, "I'll tell you right now, none of y'all are going to get in. The locker room is going to be empty because they're getting treatments and they're getting on the plane. We'll bring you a player here to the press conference, but we're getting out of here because we got to focus on Detroit next." And that's exactly what was going on. So, 136-111, they win. They were able to rest a lot of their guys, empty the bench. And now tonight, after flying and getting to Detroit 2 or 3 in the morning, they play tonight at 6 o'clock our time. And then the schedulers, they finish the season on Sunday against the Pistons coming to Milwaukee. And if the Bucks win one of those 2 games, then they will lock in the 5th seed. And then they would likely play the Pacers, maybe the Knicks, in the first round of the postgame, as opposed to have to go up higher and have to deal with the Cavaliers or Boston or somebody like that.
Well, interesting aspect looking ahead already. If it is Milwaukee and Indiana, Pacers have won 6 in a row, Bucks have won 6 in a row. You don't see that very often in the middle of the pack when you go into the playoffs.
No, that would be a great series. And those teams don't like each other.
No, they don't.
I mean, they do not like each other. No, not at all. People talking about is Dame going to be there?
Yeah.
For the postseason, and you see him there on the bench. And you see him, walking around. But, like talking to one of the guys that's part of the organization, he's like, it's medical, man. This is a blood clot. I mean, they got it in time. Fortunately, they picked it up in the imaging. You've got that pain. It's really kind of a reminder to us all. If you've got that kind of a lingering pain like that, you got to get this checked out because it turns out to be a blood clot. And if that thing can be released, it could be life-threatening, right? So he's on the blood thinners. The treatments, I was checking out, they do some of these in Madison and other places around the area. But whether or not he's going to get, clearance from the doctors to play again this season, it's, 50-50. Doc says, he's getting reports like, this is encouraging, that's encouraging, but whether or not he's actually able to get back for this postseason, it looks like it's still 50-50.
Brewers playing pretty good baseball. Yesterday, obviously, a little bump in the road, but this still was a good series. Anytime you go on the road, you win 2 out of 3. That's still a good series. Brewers over 500. They continue that road trek in Arizona tonight, but they've bounced back really nicely after that 0-4 start.
Yeah, well, first of all, they win the other night 17-2.
Yeah.
I tweeted that out. I said, this is not a typo. I mean, everybody connecting. Yelich getting a home run, Contreras, and Jackson Chourio. Oh, my gosh. To go from 5 strikeouts on opening day in New York, in the Bronx, against the Yankees. And then, you get in the office with Murphy before a game, and he just talks about the kid's, background from Venezuela. He said, good parents must be. He said, because he's so solid. He just turned 21 last month. And he can shake off something like that, settle in, listen to his coaches, maybe change this or that in the approach, work a little harder, get in a little earlier, and then just turn into a hitting machine. I think he's got 12 games in a row with a hit, and he's like practically hitting for the cycle and making clutch hits as well. So, he's off to now a great start. And then, the bright spot, even though they ended up losing, they gave up 5 runs. The old Piamps let them, start getting connecting, and the Rockies were due to finally start making some contact. They put up 5 runs in the 8th, and they end up winning 7-2. But the Brewers, they win their first series at Coors Field since May of 2018. It's been a tough
Wow.
way for them to play. And this Quinn Priester was the starter.
Yep.
And he lasted 5 innings and only gave up 1 earned run. That's the kid that they just picked up, 24 years old, right-hander, in that trade on Monday with the Red Sox. So, he arrives in Milwaukee, gets on the team plane, goes out there, and they put him out there on the mound. And they're so short-handed, but that worked out pretty good for him, right?
That Brewers pitching magic. You bring them in, and those the Brewers pitching staff seems to have that little bit of magic. They've shown it over the last number of years, haven't they?
I mean, the minute they can get that uniform to fit on you, you're out there on the mound.
And by the way, Jackson Chury is only 44 games away now from Joe DiMaggio's record, so we got to keep an eye on that.
Right. Well, he did something the other night that puts him in with Mickey Mantle and Al Kaline and Eddie Matthews with the amount of hits he's had and RBIs in over 3 games. It was RBIs in over 3 games. I mean, that's pretty good company.
Yeah. When I heard Eddie Matthews, and that's the old timers around Wisconsin, Milwaukee, anytime you get connected with Eddie Matthews, people perk up.
My heart is pounding. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Masters going on, and I want to start off. I mean, man, oh man, how about that 65-year-old Freddie Couples?
Yeah. See that? I mean, so Justin Love, Roy McIlroy had one that zipped across those extremely fast greens at Augusta, and up a little over the green, and then over the curve, and then down the hill, kerplunk into the water, right? Like a double bogey or so. Justin Love out of England is -7 atop the leaderboard when they tee off this morning for round 2. But yeah, Freddie Couples, he's 65 now. 60. That's what's so great about the Masters. They bring back those former winners like that. He's on the 14th. It's a par 4. Gets out the wedge, 191 yards, lands on the green, zips across the green, boom, into the cup, gets an eagle. Like, yes! Yes. There's still hope for us,
Yeah, he was under par yesterday. I mean, pretty amazing. I mean, within shouting distance of shooting your age at Augusta National, which is just insane.
In the hole, yeah.
Packers, obviously the month of April is a huge month for Green Bay, the Packers, and with the NFL draft coming, but their tailgate tour is going around the state, and I heard a report talking about Mark Murphy's last go-around as the CEO of the Packers, and what are you hearing? What's going on with the tailgate tour?
He's been doing it 17 years. He assures everybody that when Ed Policy takes over this summer, that they'll continue that. They've been doing it 19 years, and Mark is really good at it. I mean, he comes out and he grabs the microphone, and he's as good as any lounge act out in Vegas, making jokes, taking questions from the audience, working the crowd, and emceeing those things. And so, like, former players are there, like Amon Green, the running back, or the left guard, Marco Rivera. It was good to see him. And then Lucas Van Ness, the defensive end, was there, along with Tucker Kraft, the tight end. So, these young players getting a chance to go out and get to know the state a little bit better, get to know the fans and everything. And then Lucas, I think you're going to see some writers come up with this story. Last December, and I think I talked about this on the show, microphone away and trying to build a relationship. And I said, like a month ago, you had to leave the game, and then did you come back in, but you were listed with a thumb injury? He goes, yeah. So then it's like, you get the sense, like, keep this on the down low until I can get through these next couple of games in December. But he shows you his hand. He's like, I broke a bone right here. And then he starts naming off which bones and which ligament and all that kind of stuff. And then he had to play a couple of weeks and, wrapped up. And then he re-injured it again. It got caught on a guy. Like, oh, you can't imagine the pain. But it's like, and he says, well, I'm not making any excuses. And I go, yeah, don't worry about excuses. I'm just looking for reasons. But can you imagine trying to push a refrigerator around with one hand, right?
Right.
I mean, so when people wonder why, he's getting back-to-back games with a sack, and then all of a sudden there's that drop-off, he's still out there playing, with one hand and taken away from his best push hand after suffering that thumb injury. So a little thing like that can bring those guys down, or like a toe injury for Kenny Clark.
Right.
Telling us about that as well. Kenny's was in Panama City getting stem cell treatment.
Aye.
At a place that I found out called Origin. You know, some of these stuff is not FDA approved, so they had got to go out of the country to get it.
It shows what a thin line.
To get back in the field.
Yeah, it shows what a thin line it is between success and failure when you get to the top levels of the National Football
Yeah.
League, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And then finally, Badgers and spring football practice. And I imagine right now, every moment that Luke Fickell and the staff have with these players after what happened last year, and obviously the pressure and another tough schedule this year, vitally important.
Oh, and all the new players too, and a new quarterback. There's Billy Edwards Jr., a transfer from Maryland. The two quarterbacks from last year transferred out of Madison, and so he's learning the offense. And Luke said, I wonder if the spring practices are even more important because it's the first introduction to the playbook and to get these guys sort of a feel for each other before they get to their fall camp. So he's looking pretty good. They had a good session the other day that was open to the media with the tight ends. And then there was a question about their corners, but they got two of their so-called veterans back, like Rico Hallman. They're excited that he decided to come back to Madison and play another season. So at least they've got a little bit of experience, but they're a little short at the experience on the corners on defense.
Yeah, man, it never slows down, does it? we went through a lot here. I mean,
they're playing. Hey, listen, we're really lucky in Wisconsin, man. Between the way the Brewers are playing and the Bucks are still, in it, year after year. And Giannis makes all the difference there, right?
Oh.
A superstar like that, absolutely.
yeah, but by this time next week, we'll be talking about some playoff basketball. So, I mean, exciting times, and the draft coming up. I mean, just great stuff.
And then the draft is 2 weeks from this week.
Yeah, I mean, just craziness. But Mike is on top of it. Mike, again, thanks a lot. I know you're so busy, but thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week.
Have a good weekend, Chad. Thank you.
Mike Clemens, our 98.9 WXCO and Civic Media sports reporter. We'll be back in just a moment. Chad Home Show, 98.9 WXCO.
In the air, the wind is taking me everywhere.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
You are terrified by the smallest sound. Because you live your life in such a sheltered world. As do those that
Chad Home Show, 98.9 WXCO. Online at WXCO.FM. Mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO. And on the Civic Media app and at YouTube.com and the 98.9 WXCO channel on YouTube. 38 degrees and sunny skies here in downtown Wausau. You can join us by calling or texting at 715-382-9297. That's 715-382-9297 to be part of the program. Don't forget that today, later this afternoon, we have high school softball. Our first spring sports broadcast of the Marathon Red Raiders. We cover Wausau West, Newman Catholic, and Marathon High School athletics. And so far, we've had 3 softball broadcasts with Wausau West up to this point. But today, I'll be heading over to Marathon, see the Marathon Red Raiders. They will be in action against Rib Lake. I'll be on the air with the pregame show at 4:35 and the first pitch at 4:45 right here on 98.9 WXCO, online at WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. And then tomorrow, early start, 10:50 a.m. for the pregame, 11 a.m. for the first pitch. The Wausau West baseball team get a chance to see the Warrior baseball team for the first time. In fact, they open up their season later today. They head to Oshkosh for a doubleheader, but then they are back home tomorrow morning against Menominee. And again, 10:50 airtime on 98.9 WXCO. WXCO.FM, mobile devices and Alexa by searching WXCO and on the Civic Media app. Well, it's been a crazy week with the markets.
Yeah.
Down, down, up, down, down.
It's a roller coaster.
It is a roller coaster indeed. And, it's been maybe a little bit of a tough week for President Donald Trump. And, when you're feeling a little bit down, and maybe Don was feeling a little bit down, bring in your buddies or your sycophants to say nice things about you. And Donald decided, hey, I need a little bucking up here. So he held a cabinet meeting yesterday.
Okay.
And what happens at Donald Trump cabinet meetings, and we've noticed this in the first term and now so far in the second term, Donald likes to go around the table and have people say wonderful things about Donald Trump. And that happened again yesterday. And here's a short little snippet. This is not even everything. This is just a short little piece of what some of the cabinet secretaries were saying to Donald Trump yesterday at the cabinet meeting in the Oval Office.
You were overwhelmingly elected by the biggest majority. The U.S. Americans want you to be president because of your agenda.
Mr. President, on behalf of America's manufacturers, I want to thank you for standing up to the Chinese Communist Party and fighting for our Main Streets, for our workers. So the American worker is grateful. Main Street is grateful for you.
What you have assembled in your vision is a turning point and an inflection point in American history. And so just being a part of that is the greatest honor. So thank you for that.
Oh, man, it makes you want to throw up. I mean, the first person was the Attorney General of the United States, Pam Bondi, saying that this was the biggest election victory. That is a lie. It was a close election. I mean, the idea it was some sort of landslide. I mean, give me a break. And talk about inflection points and this incredible vision that he has. I mean, you just talk about
people voted for you because of your agenda. Well.
But the kissing of the butt is,
turn.
I mean, at some point, doesn't even Donald think, I mean, this is getting a little bit too much, but that's not the case. He just loves the fact that all these folks keep on saying what wonderful vision and what a wonderful president this guy is on a week where he personally tanked the markets. Yeah. And then he personally flip-flop because he saw it was going so poorly, and then he needed to have all these folks come in and say all these wonderful things about dear leader. I mean, that's the thing about it as well. He has this need to be treated like royalty, like a king. That's not the way we do things in the United States of America, is it? I didn't think. I mean,
well, it shouldn't be about grooming. It should be about taking responsibility for your actions, good and bad. And honestly, I think that pausing the tariffs for a little while is one of the few smartest moves he's made in a while.
And the thing about it is, it's not a complete pause. There's still the 10% increase. So the tariff increase has occurred, and it's still occurring, and it's still going to cause some issues. But the only reason that he did this, that he stopped it, is because he saw that the bond market and other markets were just falling apart. And the idea, what he was trying to accomplish, was failing miserably. And I think that has to be reminded that this is a case of Trump failing miserably this week. That is the headline of the week. Trump fails and Trump backs away. And we'll see. And he's done that like 4 or 5 times already when it's come to tariffs. I mean, why would anybody listen? He's like Lucy in the football. It's like, going to pull it away again. And, just a very interesting week, but I just chuckled when I heard those clips last night when I got home. It's like, holy cow, this guy needs to be stroked at all times, and it's just ridiculous. But
it was the exact opposite of a celebrity roast.
That's exactly right. Hey, we got another hour to go. Hey, we got a big hour to go.
Yes.
We're about an hour away to see whether or not Ian Welsh is able to have a perfect 5 for 5 week when it comes to the number for the day quiz. So I know everybody's on the edge of their seat. They're ready. And we're coming up in the next segment. We're going to find out what the topic is for the number for the day quiz. So plus we'll have Paul Micklick join us at 9:21. Top of the hour, 8:58. Chad Holmes Show, 98.9 WXCO.
The national news cycle never stops. but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.